Our brains are constantly changing. The human brain goes through two major developmental periods, once as a baby and once in adolescence. Picture your brain like a jungle. When you were born, your brain was a tangled mess of vines consisting of about 100 billion neurons. Your brain's first job is to grow and create pathways through the jungle called neural circuits, so you can find your way. Next, your brain begins to close off pathways in the jungle you rarely take in a process called pruning. Pruning helps our brains learn and become more efficient. In other words, if you don't use it, you lose it. Pruning basically keeps us from getting lost in the jungle, so it's a good thing. Heavy periods of pruning occur in your first 2 years of life and then again into your teenage years. It continues into your mid to late 20s. The way pruning happens is through neurochemicals. One chemical in marijuana, THC, is called a cannabinoid. Our bodies also produce natural cannabinoids called endocannabinoids, meaning internal. Anandamide is an example of an endocannabinoid. Our natural endocannabinoids have a similar molecular structure to the marijuana cannabinoid, so similar that the brain has a hard time telling them apart. When you use marijuana, THC enters your brain and fools it into thinking it's the real chemical, and the molecule clicks into your endocannabinoid receptors. Oops! Marijuana can speed up the pruning process and accidentally snip away a few neurons that you might have wanted in the future. It's kind of like closing your eyes while cutting your hair. You might not get the results you expect. When you hit adolescence around age 10 to 13, your brain takes the pathways that are left and makes them stronger in a process called myelination. Think of myelin like a thick cover around your nerve cells, like the insulation on an electrical wire. So, the activities you focus on regularly become permanent superhighways in the jungle. Myelin enables nerve cells to transmit information faster and allows for more complex brain processes. So if you practice the piano frequently, learn a language, or throw a baseball over and over, your brain will hardwire that connection to make it easier for you to get better and repeat. Similarly, if you use marijuana repeatedly, your brain hardwires that experience as well. You want the jungle's, or your brain's, pathways to be strong between cells, like a steel bridge, not like toothpicks, and without potholes. Or else when you get older and put more weight on that pathway, it can break. So make sure you're pruning the right neurons and myelinating the right pathways by not using marijuana. For more information on how to save our youth from the harms of marijuana, go to johnnysambassadors.org.